Welcome everybody. Today we're going to do a fascia maneuvers class, but we're going to focus primarily on the head and the face. So we'll do some fascia maneuvers to open up all the restrictions in the head. So if you have headaches, head tension, concussions, if you want a facelift, if you have wrinkles, anything to do with the face and the head, we're going to work on today. It's going to be short and sweet. So put in the comments where you're from and also what you're dealing with. If you have any questions or any movements that you want to see. Today we're going to focus primarily from the neck up, and the other classes will do some other stuff, okay? There's one that I did on the feet the other day, which you can find on our wall, and we'll have lots more of these that we do. So to start off, one of my favorite ones to do is for the sinuses. The reason why is a lot of people have blocked sinuses, congestion, allergies, or issues breathing. And if you have issues breathing, that's going to impact you. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. On the right side, over here, you're going to take your left hand, you're going to pin the skin. Pin it really tight so it can't move. On the right side of your nose. And your right hand, you're going to push the skin back. Stretch it. And then hold it there. You don't want it to slide like a massage. You're actually stretching the skin. And then you're going to slowly move around in all directions, finding what feels good. And breathe in deep through the nose. We're just going to do 6 breaths and then relax. And then I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose. And notice if you have any changes between sides. I've had 2 people say that there's no sound, so I'm not sure if that's just them. Okay, let's do the other side. So you want to take your right hand, now you're going to pin the left side of your nose, just on the ridge there. Pin it. And don't let the skin move. And then your left hand's going to push the cheek away and stretch it really tight. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Hold it. And now you're going to move around slowly in all directions and breathe in through the nose. Whew, and relax. Take a deep breath. You might have a running nose, you might sneeze, you might have a shift. Hopefully that you had a big shift there in your breathing. If you're getting less oxygen throughout the day, that drives more stress. So it's important that we're breathing well. I like to do this one first thing in the morning. Next one that we're going to do helps with the jaw. Okay, so if you clench your jaw or you have a tight jaw, we're going to open that up right now. So you're going to take your right hand and you're going to place it on the meaty part of your jaw. Left hand is going to go on the other side. Your right hand, your fingers are back, and your left hand, your fingers are forward. Push it in, squeeze it, and then twist so that your hands meet at the bottom. Now you're just moving around slowly and breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. You really want to lock and twist the fascia here. This one gets the outer portion of the jaw. There's also a release for the inner portion, which we'll do afterwards. And relax. And if you have any cracking in your neck or your head after doing that one, it's totally normal. What we're doing is we're pinning and locking the fascia over top of a joint. And when we move, then that joint can't move because it's locked, so everything else has to move more, which means that the bones reset and move naturally. So you might feel some cracking during that. Okay, next one's a little bit painful, depending on how tight you are in your jaw. Most people, because of the way that we're chewing and the way that we talk or not expressing ourselves, tend to have a tight jaw. Okay, if you have a tight jaw, that drives stress hormones. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our pointing fingers on both hands, If you have long nails, just be conscious. We're gonna go to the top of your teeth, and you're gonna push all the way back to the meaty part on the top of your teeth on both sides. When you get back there, push in, and you can twist, you can pull out. You're really trying to open the fascia internally here. Okay, so let's do it together. So put your fingers in your mouth. Just like that. It's gonna hurt a little bit. Now move around and breathe. Whew. Okay, that one will actually unlock your sacrum as well. It's a really powerful one. Ooh, sometimes you get a rush of blood, but just be mindful if you have long nails with that one. You can either use gloves, cut your nails, or something to cover. Okay, now that we've done the jaw and we've done the sinuses, let's do the ear. So the ear is a really good access point for the fascia on the head. So what we're gonna do, take your left hand, grab the top of your right ear, right hand grab the bottom of the ear. You're gonna twist the bottom forwards and the top backwards. Really twist your ear. Twist it, don't be shy. It's gonna hurt a little bit if you have never done this before. Now move around slowly and breathe. And while you're moving and breathing, you can actually open your mouth wide a couple times. What we're doing is we're stretching the fascia. And the fascia includes your skin. And inside the fascia is your muscles, your bones, your organs, your tendons, your ligaments, your blood vessels. Everything starts to reset naturally when you open up the fascia. So this movement in particular, what we're doing is we're pulling all the fascia on the ear, which opens up the neck, the jaw, and the side of the head. Okay? So let's do the other side. We're gonna go right hand over, grab the top of your left ear. Left hand grab the bottom of the ear. Pull the bottom of the ears forward and the top of the ear backwards. Really twist it. Don't be shy. And if you have slippery ears or they're oily or sweaty, you can actually use like a glove or a towel or even put socks on your hands. And I promise you it's like 10 times better when you do that. You only do the jaw release one side. The reason why is we have torque patterns in the body that about 95% of people have. So we're just doing that for everybody, for the majority of people. If it actually felt tighter after doing it, then you would do it the other way and try it. Okay, so now we've done the individual ears. Let's do a double ear maneuver. Okay, this is the double ear torque. So you're gonna place your thumb just like on the, not in your ear, but on the inside of your ear. And you're gonna grab the top of it with your fingers on both sides. And then what you're gonna do is twist the ear. Like really twist it forwards. Like that. And now you're gonna move around and breathe. You can open your mouth a few times. Whew. And relax. Honestly, you're just moving around. So there's a question, are you just focusing on using the spine to rotate? Just move. What we're doing is we're locking one area of the body and we're moving the rest of the body, and what happens is it forces things to open up. Okay? So let's do the next one. So we're also going to grab the ears, but we're not going to twist them this time. We're just going to pull them. So you're going to grab both ears with your palm and your fingers, and you're going to pull them up. And then move around slowly. I know these seem weird at first. You know, it's funny, we would do classes in the park, and people are walking by looking at us like we're crazy, but this is one of my favorite ones, to pull the ears. Tinnitus, yes, yeah, you're doing it. Do the head release that we're doing right now. The upper body reset will help. Okay, so we've done the ears, we've done the jaw, we've done the sinuses. What's next? Let's do Antler twist. This is one of the original fascial maneuvers. We're opening up all the fascia on the side of the head. So if you get tension headaches, depending on the location, this one can help. So you're going to take your right hand, you're going to place the fingers facing backwards, you're going to put the palm right on the temple, just like that. Left hand, fingers facing forwards on the other side. So they're opposite. What you're going to do, squeeze your head, twist your hands to the top, lock it in place, and then move around while you breathe. Okay? So right hand, fingers facing back, left hand, fingers facing forward. Squeeze your head, and then twist so your fingers meet at the top. Hold it there. Now slowly move around, but keep the grip between your hands. And breathe in deep through the nose. If you're standing, incorporate a squat while you do this. I'm doing this seated. Normally I do it standing. When you're doing a squat with the fascial maneuvers, you're actually changing the pressure in your body, which helps open more things up. So you're going to get a bigger release. Whew. Okay. That one felt good. Pain. There's a question. If we are experiencing pain or difficulty while doing the fascial maneuvers, does that mean I'm not getting the benefits of the move? It depends. I mean, honestly, if you have pain, there's a reason for that pain. Either a constriction, too much pressure in that area of the body, previous injury, trauma, emotions. A lot of things get stored in the body, and when we're working them through, sometimes pain can come up. Now, if you're doing the right things for your body and you experience discomfort, that's usually a good sign. It's usually because something's shifting, and in order to get to where you want to go, a shift has to happen. Now, that shift isn't always comfortable, but it helps. If you're not doing anything to take care of yourself and you're continuing on with your life, and things start to become more painful and discomforting, that's probably not a good sign. Okay. Is there a particular direction to move the fascia? Yes. Every movement we actually cue the correct direction for. If you do the fascial coffee on our YouTube channel, you'll see the direction of the flow of the fascia. We go through it exactly that way. If you do the opposite, you'll actually tighten up the body. Okay. Next one, let's do the hair pull. I know not everybody can do this, but we're going to do this one together. We're going to pull our hair. Now, the reason why is you got a lot of fascia that comes on top of the head, and hair is an access point. So if we can grab the hair, you're actually separating the layers of fascia on your skull. Okay, so let's do it. So you're going to take your right hand, you're going to go right on top of your head, go to the base of the hair follicles, and grab it. You're going to twist your hand to your left shoulder. So right hand turn so your elbow goes to your left shoulder, and then you're going to turn your head to the right so you're going opposite. So twist it, turn your head to the right, hand to the left, and then I want you to also pull your hair off your head so you're getting that rotation and you're getting the lifting. Now move around slowly and breathe. This is one of the weirder ones, but super, super effective. You can re-grip if you want to. If you have dandruff or issues with your hair, there's not either you've got the wrong chemicals in your shampoo or your deodorants or whatever. You've got a hormonal imbalance, or you've got a blockage in your fascia in your head. Okay, so now we've done the hair, the ears, the sinuses, the jaw. Let's do the forehead. So if this bone here, it's called the frontal lobe, then the front bone here, if that gets stuck and it can't move from head trauma or from being a C-section baby, what happens is you're not getting enough blood flow to the frontal lobe of your brain. That means that causes anxiety, racing thoughts, sometimes depression, and it impacts your ability to think. So what we're going to do is we're going to open that up. Irrespective of if you've had head trauma, this one is really powerful. Now, head trauma, just by the way, if you're a 3-year-old and you get bumped and your head shakes, that can be a head trauma in itself because the brain inside bumps against the skull. Okay, so let's grab this bone and we're going to move it. So with your hands like a claw, grab right above the hairline there like this, squeeze it like you're pulling that bone forwards, so down and forwards. Lock it in place, and then you're just gonna move around slowly, like really clamp down on it so the bone moves. There should be a lot of movement in the skull bones when you breathe. What happens is every breath you take, they expand. All your bones float inside of your fascia. Now, if you have a head contusion and there's a blockage somewhere, it's not going to move, and that's not good. Whew. Okay. So if you actually put your hands here and you breathe in through the nose really deep, you'll feel all your cranial bones move. But if they're not moving or you can't feel it, it's because you got too much restriction in the head. Okay, next one's the palate swipe. So this one is one of the weirder ones too. I don't know why the head ones are all the weird ones, the ear pull, the hair pull. Now we're going inside the mouth. You can do this with your tongue or your thumb, but I recommend doing it with your thumb and getting a really good grip. Okay, so you've got your palate. Okay, your palate is the roof of your mouth. What happens is that roof of your mouth, it's a bone, and that has space that it moves within. Now what happens is we have too much tension in our lives on one side of the body, and generally that palate rotates too far to the right. When the palate rotates, the hips or the pelvic floor counter-rotate, which creates a torsion pattern in the body from the pelvic floor all the way up into the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it back from the right to the left. So taking that palate, we're going to use our thumb, and you're going to swipe from right to left on the top of the roof of your mouth 6 times firmly with your thumb. So to set up, you want to cross your right leg or your right ankle over your left one. You can do it seated or standing. You're going to take your right hand, you're going to place it on your left shoulder, and your left hand is going to go on top on the right shoulder. Take your right thumb, place it on your right molar on the inside of your mouth on the palate. Now swipe all the way to the right on the roof of your mouth, and then come back and go again from right to left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whew, okay. Sometimes people feel this one, sometimes they don't. Actually, when I push up in my palate, there's a spot when I push up in it where it actually creates tension in my neck. So there's a tension pattern between my neck and my palate there. They're connected. Now, some people actually have a ridge. So like in their palate there, it starts to fold inwards. That's because there's too much compression on the head, and it's actually squeezing the bones, and now they're getting crushed. So what you want to do is you want to pull your palate apart, and you can actually separate it. This one, you're just swiping it back into place. If you're really sensitive, you'll feel this one in a couple ways. 1, it's easier to breathe. 2, your thoughts calm down. And 3, the tension pattern between your palate and your pelvic floor relaxes. Okay, now we're gonna go in the ear. So inside the ear, there's actually the spheno-basilar junction. It's an area, it's bones in the body, in the neck, and the head that are really hard to adjust, but you can do it on your own. And this is how. You're going to take your fingers. You can either use your pointing fingers or your thumbs, depending on the size of your ear canal. And you're going to go, we're going to go in our right ear, and you're going to rotate it backwards, and you're going to go in the left ear, and you're going to rotate it forwards. So you're going to do the opposite direction, almost like a torsion field. Okay, so you're going to go right hand in your ear, or finger, rotate it back, left hand in the ear, rotate it forwards. Now you're not going to be able to hear me. You move around and breathe. Whew. Okay, relax. Now that one's going to make things feel quiet. And sometimes you'll actually get a slight adjustment in the back there. If you feel nauseous after doing any maneuvers or throughout the day, it's usually because C1, C2 is out. You can do that maneuver and it's usually quite helpful. Okay, the next one, we're gonna do the vagus nerve. Okay, so this one, you're gonna take your left hand and right on the collarbone here on the right side, feel the skin right there. Now you wanna pin it, okay, right on your trap. Pin it down so that that can't move. We're gonna take our right hand now, so the left hand's on the right shoulder. We're gonna take our right hand, you're gonna push the cheek and the chin away. So you're creating the most distance between your collarbone and your chin on the right side. And then move around. And breathe. Now the vagus nerve, yes, it's not exactly on the vagus nerve, but we're stretching the highway around it. Now, the vagus nerve functions optimally when it has space to move. But if there's restriction in the neck for whatever reason, your body will still find a way to send the signal. Think of it like the vagus nerve is the main highway between your brain and your body. But there's a car crash or there's a blockage or something's in the way. Your brain or your nervous system or your body will still find a way to connect the two. It just might take a detour, which might take longer, which means that it's slower, and that has an impact on your stress levels and how you interact with the world. So stretching this area out, you're opening up all the fascia in the neck, which frees up room for all the nerves, including the vagus nerve through there. So let's do the other side. So right hand, you're gonna go right on the trap there, push into it. Now, if you really want to, you can twist the skin, like twist it. I'll save this video and I'll put it on the wall so you guys can watch it after, for those of you asking. Okay, so pin the skin there. Now that it's locked on the trap, I'm gonna take my left hand, I'm gonna push the chin away to the upper corner, and then you're gonna move around slowly and breathe. And relax. Okay. So when we're working with fascia or the human body, I want you to think about it like this for a second. Imagine you had a tube, and inside that tube there was water, and inside that tube there was a blockage. Let's say, a really good example is plumbing. If you've got too much toilet paper stuck or something stuck in an area, okay? Now that water can't get through. It's trying to go through that tube to the next part of the body, but it can't because it's blocked with chemicals and emotions and trauma and whatever. Now it's stuck. If I clear that blockage with a maneuver, the water is gonna continue to flow to the next blockage. Now, if too much pressure builds in a blockage, it creates pain or dysfunction. So if you move something when you're working with fascia or fascial maneuvers and discomfort or pain or pressure builds somewhere else, it's because you're moving pressure around. We're biohydraulic. That means that we have water and air that's moving through the body from your head to your shoulder, to your hand, to your feet, not biomechanical. That's how we like to view the body. So think of it like a tube of toothpaste, and you're moving all the water and the fluid around until everything's balanced. Okay, this one is the Peekaboo. So it's on our YouTube channel. It's also one of the primary movements that we created when we first built the fascial maneuvers. This one's only done on one side, and 99.9% of people that I've met do it on this side. That other percentage of people is because of an injury or torque pattern or something else in their daily life that's different. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna take your right hand, you're gonna place it on the left side of your neck, on your trap area there. And what I want you to do is pull the skin around. Like pull it and then lock it in place. Don't let it move. Turn your head into the inside of your forearm and lock it in place. Hold it there. Left hand is going to go on the cheek just under your left eye. And imagine you're pulling your right hand forward and you're pushing your left hand backwards. Like your face, you're pushing one part of your face back and the other one forwards. Okay, so lock this, grab under the eye on the cheek and push it back towards your ear and pull it forwards. Now tuck your chin, look up to the left and breathe. And come on up. Shake it off. Okay. So imagine, like, you see my face is not fully symmetrical. Also, the camera when they mirror versus not mirror on iPhones isn't the best. But what happens is you've got one side of your face is shifted further forward than the other. We're actually wrapping the fascia around back into place with that one. Okay, what's next? Let's do chin. So this one's a little funny. What you're gonna do is you're gonna make like almost like a squishy figure with your hand, and you're actually gonna squish your chin. So like grab it, clamp it while making a fist. And then what I want you to do is turn it away. So we're gonna go right hand, grab your chin, and I want you to twist it towards your left ear. Left hand, I want you to push the right cheek away. So you're really pulling the skin away from your chin. You're gonna do this on both sides. Bye, Zore. Move around. This one I don't even think we have a video of anywhere, but okay. Now we're gonna do the other way. So left hand, grab the chin. You're gonna twist the chin towards your right ear. And then you're gonna grab with your right hand on the left cheek, pull it away. Imagine you're stretching the skin on your face. It just gets weirder and weirder. Okay. That one changes a lot of pressure in the jaw. So if you feel that, that's good. Okay, next one. We're going to go left hand. You're going to go right in the eye socket, right on the right side. So right in that spot, I want you to pin it. And you're going to take your right hand and you're going to stretch the eyebrow away. So really stretch the eye over top of it. Don't be shy. You want to stretch the skin as much as you can. Hey Arda, nice to see you. Okay, now I want you to stretch under the eye. So stretch your hands away. Like stretch the skin, guys. It's the bag that everything lives inside. If your skin's restricted or your fascia, then nothing else can move. Hi Bree. Okay, let's do the other side. So right hand, go right in the left eye socket, pin it. Left hand, stretch the eye away. And you can grab above the eyebrow, next to it, beside it, below it. Now go right on the eye, below the eye. Okay. So how does that feel, guys? Hi, Hannah Bites. Well, you know what? Stretch the skin over time. See, that's the funny thing is, what are wrinkles? Wrinkles are actually compression. It's tightening of the skin. And that means that things can't move or flow under that. So you want to open it up. If you look at the before and after photos, mine, Gary's, I mean, there's a lot of people who've been posting them. There's a massive shift in how we look, and even the symmetry of the face. So play around with it, but there's a common question of like, is stretching my skin gonna make it flabby or worse or saggy or create wrinkles, but it's actually the opposite effect, okay? So next one, let's do left hand. You're gonna grab your forehead, like on both sides, so like wrap it. Pin the skin with your fingers on the right side. Now with your right hand, just find a way to stretch the skin away from it. This is really hard to show on the camera, but stretch your skin away from it. That's really all we're doing. Stretch the skin on your face and move and breathe. Simple. Okay, so move around and breathe. Whoa, that actually adjusted a lot of bones in my head. Okay, let's do the other side. So right hand, grab your forehead, clamp it, and then with your fingers on the left side, pin it and don't let it move, and then use your left hand to stretch it apart. Now move around and breathe. I do this, I do head maneuvers almost every day. I don't do all of them, but like I'll pull my ears in the morning, and then I'll stretch my sinus in the afternoon, and then I'll do my jaw at night, and you know, I kind of just do it throughout the day. If it becomes a part of your daily practice, it's really easy to do, especially the moment that you feel a tension spot come on, or an emotion come up, or stress come up. Now, if you have time, then take 10 minutes a day and do them. Okay, what's next? Let's do the jaw, but a different version of it. So a really tight spot for people is right behind the jaw here, all the way up towards the ear. There's like this spot there. It's almost like a tube, and fluid builds in there. If you actually run your hand down it, you'll feel all this fluid. Not so much for me anymore, but there used to be a lot. That fluid, if there's a blockage there, that means that your tooth isn't detoxing properly, and it tends to lead to issues in your teeth. And because if your teeth doesn't get the blood flow or the nutrients or the resources that it needs, and it can't detox, then you get cavities or other issues. So this one's really good. So we'll do the left side first. Take your left hand, you're gonna pin anywhere just in front of the ear on the jaw, and then your right hand come above it, and you're gonna stretch it apart in all directions. So it doesn't have to be super specific, but I just want you to stretch and then move around. And just find a new spot and then move it around. There's no right or wrong here. You really just stretch and move. You don't want to slide too much either. You want to just kind of flow with it. When you slide, you lose the grip. Okay. Let's do the next one. Other side. So pin it with your right hand right in front of the ear, left hand go above, and just stretch. Yes, I will save this live, and I'll put it on our wall so you can watch it. Now, see, I'm stretching forwards now because that actually just feels good for me. You want to think of it like this. You've got two spots. I'm going to stretch this way, I'm going to stretch this way, I'm going to stretch that way, I'm going to stretch this way, that way. You really want to just get as many angles as possible. I think we're almost done. So let's do one on the eyebrows. So you're going to go right on your eyebrows and pull them apart. Like just stretch the skin over top of them. Almost like you're creating space between your eyebrows. And move around. Okay, now you can actually pin the nose and pull up. So pull the nose down, pull the forehead up, create space between the eyebrows. Move around. Oh, okay. So, I've got actually probably the weirdest one of them all. I don't even think we have many videos of this. So you're going to grab like a towel or a napkin or a cloth or something. Okay, this is going to be weird, I promise you. Okay, I'm going to use a clean shirt because that's all I have. And I wasn't expecting this one, but it came up. So you're going to grab your tongue. Your tongue is one of the biggest, well, they say muscles. I believe the tongue is all fascia, but it's one of the biggest in the mouth. Now, that tongue connects all the way down into your esophagus and the rest of your body. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull it because it has a tension pattern, and that tension pattern of the tongue goes right down into the spine and the pelvic floor. It might hurt a little bit, and that's okay, but it really helps open up the fascia in the neck and the head and around the spine. So what you're going to do is I'll show you with my fingers, and then I'm going to use my cloth or my shirt to grab it. But you're going to stick your tongue out, grab it, and you're going to pull it out away from your body, and then you're going to twist it with your left hand going up. So left hand going up, so you're creating that torque pattern on the tongue while pulling it out. And then I want you to just move around, stick your head up, move around in different directions and breathe. So grab your tongue, pull it out, don't be shy. So actually, I want you to go both ways for a moment. So lift your right hand higher, and then I want you to lift your left hand higher. Whichever side has more tension, I want you to go that way, so it's specific to you. It's a little different for me than it is for you. So grab your tongue, pull it. Oh yeah, okay. Now move down. Whew. Okay. Just getting weirder and weirder today. So let me know how that one felt. Because that one's definitely a little bit weirder and a little uncomfortable, especially if you've got a lot of restriction underneath the tongue. But move your neck around. See how that feels. Wow, turning to the right hurt. Yes. Okay, let me just think if there's any more that I want to do today. Otherwise, we'll close it off. Oh, let's do another one. So you've got a ridge on the back of your head, right on your neck, right where your neck meets your skull bone. What I want you to do is place your hands back there, separate the fascia, so stretch the skin behind your head, like stretch it, and then I want you to move around and breathe. Really pull it apart. Yes, your tongue will feel longer. Okay. Oh. Okay, that one felt good. So I think that's it for today. So thank you for joining me for the head and face and facelift maneuvers. I'll be doing other series. Some will be maybe on the organs or the arms, shoulders, and we'll play around with different movements to support you. We are on a mission to open source health and wellness and empower you to heal yourself. So all of our programs you can go through, you can do the maneuvers, you can learn about your body and how to heal yourself, all for free. We're a foundation and we're open sourcing everything because right now technology has grown more in 10 years than healthcare has in 100 because everybody's hogging their work. Everybody's hogging the solutions, and that's not helping. What we want to do is we want to give people all of the knowledge so that you can build on it. Take the maneuvers, create more, and share them with us. Create them other languages, host classes, help people. You don't need to be certified. You don't need to be perfect. Anybody that takes care of themselves and actually does it routinely, day to day, can help someone else. And that's really what we want to do. We want to help people right now. There's more than enough people out there that need help, and this is a way to do it. It's free. You can do it on your own. You can do it on your body. You can help a friend, and I really, really thank you all for your support. If you want to learn more, you can go to our YouTube channel and you can do longer series of movements, or you can go to our website and sign up for our reset programs. So thank you very much for today's class, and I will see you on the next live. Thank you.